I've said last week, you got 17 weeks to get your act together as far as blowing leads. And yesterday was a good test because 2 years ago, they were up like 17 or 14 on the Browns in the fourth quarter and lost
to the
Browns. Yeah. The Ravens. So yesterday was great. They didn't start that well. They were slow getting going.
The Browns' mistakes
helped them
the Ravens
turn it into a rout.
Cushion.
But they helped, they protected the lead and built on it. So that's a good sign for them.
Yeah, I didn't love the fact that this was their celebration of their move to Baltimore. I thought it was
30-year celebration.
And they played the Browns.
30-year, a little disrespectful, seeing that the team came from Cleveland. I was part of that first Ravens staff, so I appreciate how far they've come. When you look at this game, I didn't think the score was going to be anywhere near as lopsided as it was, but there's so many good things that the Ravens did outside of offensively, because Derrick Henry really didn't have any production at all. Lamar Jackson running the ball really didn't have any production at all. But you get a block punt, that sets up a score. You get the pick down to the 5, that sets up a score. You throw successfully, consistently against tight man-to-man coverage. I thought that was really positive as well. And I really like the mayor of Maryland as well. I didn't know he got his own box. That's a pretty good perk. That's a nice thing,
One of the perks.
All right, I think this was a sneaky, wildly important game for Baltimore. And I actually like that they were able to do what they did without Derrick Henry doing what he did in Week 1. As great as Derrick Henry is, I don't want to say it's not sustainable for Derrick Henry to rip off these 30-yard runs. He's been doing it for a decade. But it feels like you can't, build that into your game plan. And so the fact that Henry had, I'll just go ahead and mark it down, what will be his worst game of the year. And they didn't start off incredibly hot, and they found other ways to impact the game, I thought was encouraging. I think the fact that Jair Alexander was healthy-ish scratch, like he wasn't listed on the injury report, but he didn't dress, but they're like, it is injury-related, I didn't totally understand. And the other guys in the secondary stepped up, I think is important because you guys know going into the year, I'd said I don't think you can rely on Jair Alexander to be an impact guy. So that part was good. I also have not an announcement to make, but a preview.
He's a Ravens guy.
No, I'm not a Ravens guy. What day is tomorrow, KW?
I don't know.
Tuesday.
Thank you, Brew.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
What happens on Tuesdays?
Well, Mahomes Mountain, obviously.
We could have a little movement at the very top.
Can I show you a graphic?
Little preview. Is Lamar Jackson going to be the best quarterback in the NFL and Patrick Mahomes is finally going to slip? We'll see. We'll see. Let's not try to guess that too much. But okay. It's actually interesting for them to talk about this with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens saying that this was impressive or this was important. I disagree only because I feel as though a game like this is beneath the Ravens for you to learn lessons from this game. You're going up against Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. I know in the past things got weird. They lost a game, I get all that. But that has to be more of a fluke rather than an inherent issue with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I think it's great that they were able to win. Like, on the surface, I agree to see them be able to still do all this and put up great points and win, despite they were 21 carries for 46 yards, 2.2 yards per carry. And I love that they were still able to do that. But you need to be able to see them do that against significantly better teams, not Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. And where you are now getting, a fumble, scoop, and score on Flacco, the block punt, great punt returns. Like you do that against the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The Kansas City Chiefs shut down Derrick Henry, see Lamar Jackson, see the defense step up, see some strip sacks on Mahomes. Like that's what you want to see. That's how you win games. That's how you win games. The Eagles, they slowed down Saquon Barkley against, the Chiefs slowed down Saquon Barkley last year in the Super Bowl, but it didn't matter. The defense stepped up, strip sacks and interceptions and all that. To do that against the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants is like great. You did it against Daniel Jones. Hooray. And again, make no mistake about it. I'm not downplaying a win or or the success of the 4,117. It's just I have significantly higher expectations for the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm just not always going to be like, well, it was a divisional game. Sometimes that is the case. Sometimes that is the case. Not with the Cleveland Browns. Like, not just like they're such a mess right now. They are such a mess. They are such a mess. So, yes, to me, it would be indefensible to not win this game. And this game was close until it wasn't. Honestly, I don't think the score was completely representative of them. And that's why it's a pretty funny box where you have to really watch the game to understand how some of these things unfolded because they won 41-17. But you're like, Lamar Jackson was 19 for 29, 225 yards. And you're like, why did they get 4 touchdowns? And then you're just like, oh, they must have ran the ball a lot. And you're like, no, 21 for 46, 21 carries for 46 yards, 2.2 yards per carry. You're like, oh, they must have converted a lot of third downs. And like, no, 3 for 12. They were 3 for 12 on third down, right? 2 rushing first downs. But they were great in the red zone. 3 for 4 in the red zone. But defensively against Joe Flacco, they were 2 for 2 in the red zone. They gave up 2 touchdowns in the red zone. You know, both times that the Browns got to the red zone, they gave up points. Those are the little things that I'm looking at more. I want to see you keep someone like Flacco out of the end zone, which they did to the red zone, which they did to a degree. But then when he got into the red zone, I need to see higher level red zone defense, because if Joe Flacco is going 2 for 2 against you again, what are the Bills doing? What are the Chiefs doing? What are the Eagles, right? What are the better teams with a better quarterbacks doing? That's what I'm looking for. I love they only had 6 penalties. That's a celebration now. They actually did not keep, having flag after flag after flag. So it's like that's what I'm looking at. But I mean, like the Ravens are always going to have some of these awesome highlights. That scramble throw to DeAndre Hopkins was just, I mean, come on. Every game Lamar plays, there's always some sort of highlight reel where you're like, that's one of the best plays of his career. So it's just, you're always going to have those things. But for me, I hold the Ravens up to, I have incredibly high expectations. Look at how the Chiefs have been playing. Okay. Look at how the Broncos blow a game. We'll see what happens with the Chargers versus the Raiders tonight. But I just mean, like, look at the Eagles. They're not firing at their high at all cylinders right now. The 49ers, Brock Purdy is injured. They're a bit of a mess. The Cowboys, who's afraid of the Cowboys? The Packers, they look like a great team. The Rams, I mean, that game got blown open too near the end, but like it was, they weren't dominating even a team like the Tennessee Titans. Again, that score definitely got blown open, but like, they had a weird game against the Texans. Like, what I'm trying to argue is that the NFL right now feels wide open. It just feels wide open. And the Baltimore Ravens, with all the continuity that they have there, with the incredibly amazing quarterback that they have in Lamar Jackson, and they got the monster of Derrick Henry, and they have Zay and, Likely, etc. Although was it Likely who got injured? I think it was him. I haven't caught up to see any updates with that. I think it was Likely. I forget. But it's right there for the taking. It's absolutely positive. Now the Bengals, Joe Burrow is gone. He's going to be getting injured. Those are easy wins now. I mean, you should sweep the division. You're afraid of Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You should go 6-0 in this division. You have a true path forward. You're going to face the Chiefs, who I think Xavier Worthy should be back, but no Rashid Rice. They're not 100%. You should have, and unfortunate for you since you lost to the Bills, but you have a real path to the #1 seed in the NFL right now. Again, it would be more about the Bills having to blow it a little bit, especially because the Bills already beat the Ravens, but like there's a real path here. You got easy wins. And even when you're playing a tough team like the Chiefs, they're not full strength. So it's just like, get it together. Get it together. That's why there's no celebration to me for winning 4,117 against Cleveland Browns. I expect better than you. I expect not like that you won't, that you're going to do better than this, but I expect greater things. So I'm unmoved by a game like this necessarily. I can point out the positives, absolutely, but just don't get it twisted by the conversation that I'm having here. Like, this is all Burke from me thinking of me talking about, like, well, yeah, we're not celebrating a win like this. This is the Baltimore Ravens. This is Lamar Jackson. Like, what are we doing here? You're going up against Joe Flacco. It should be a joke. This defense should be able to make Joe Flacco look like he should never play football ever again. That's what the expectations are. Because if Joe Flacco looks comfortable against the Baltimore Ravens, then my goodness, how is Patrick Mahomes going to look? How is Josh Allen going to look? Right? How is Justin Herbert going to look? So that to me is a lens that I'm looking at it through. And I mean, the Ravens clearly have the firepower. They clearly have the flexibility and the resiliency. So it's just keep moving forward, keep refining, just getting better and better and better, more organized, more disciplined, executing at a higher level. No sluggish starts. Just keep going. Just keep going. It's wide open. The NFL right now cannot get any more wide open. It's wide open. And the one team that has been a pain for you for years, the Kansas City Chiefs, they are hobbled. They are hobbled. Which is why this year of all years, if you do not surpass the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it means get further than them in the playoffs or have a better record than them when it's all said and done, I am firing every single person of the Baltimore Ravens. I am getting rid of every single one of them, every last coach, every last person. I'm getting rid of all of them. All of them, because it would just be absolutely, undeniably indefensible. Anything short of the number 2 seed right now for the playoffs is absolutely, you should only be on the road for the AFC Championship game. Okay, that's the flag that I'm planting. That's the expectations. That's the belief that I have in the Baltimore Ravens. Anything shy of that, it's just, you guys just do not know how to win. You just do not know how to prepare. You just do not know how to execute. And that, I mean, there would be no other way outside of obviously cluster injuries, but we'll deal with that if that happens to the side. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens? Do you like what you saw against Cleveland? Are you impressed? Are you excited? Are you just kind of, hey man, it was against Cleveland? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.